and then you were talking about pulling money out the IRAs and so on and so forth. I'm like, how are you pulling money out of their IRA? Aren't they getting penalties?
Oh, gotcha.
Aren't they? So how is that?
So today we're going to go over one of the biggest tax loopholes that I found out about, where people are using this strategy to create massive wealth for their families, right? It's called self-directed Roth IRA investing or 401k. We're going to go over some of the moving parts, how it works, and further we're going to go on a ride. From time to time, I let people, they hang out with me while we're going throughout the different cities looking at the properties that we're flipping, and I get to listen to them in different perspectives and see what they're doing and how I can possibly help them create some wealth for them and their family. So you're going to meet Sean, and we're going to kind of talk about a little bit of this stuff and who he's using for his IRA account. And we're going to actually call his IRA custodian to see if they offer this type of craziness too, that we can invest in real estate. So I don't want you to take my word for it. You're going to hear Vangard on the phone, see what they say. All right, let's do it. Okay, class, it's Kris Haskins with therealestateroundup.com. My mission and ministry is to raise your financial literacy through real estate investing and entrepreneurship. So what is this self-directed Roth IRA craziness? Well, that's where you get to actually invest in real estate and do all type of financing real estate deals. And guess what? The magic, all tax-free. That's right, all tax-free. So let's hear a little bit about a little bit from Sean's perspective, and then we'll come back and kind of see how we use IRAs to actually buy and sell, wholesale, flip, work with other people to finance real estate. So Sean, man, I love it. Your future's so bright. You got all the energy starting off in real estate. But now all we got to do is get to the financing part and you done, man. You wouldn't have to worry about it, especially with the self-directed Roth IRA stuff.
All right, so school me on that, because I have a Roth IRA. I have a with Vangard.
Okay.
Is that self-directed or not? Why is this man laughing at me? Is that self-directed or not?
You know I hear this every day. I be talking to people. I just don't even. Only when the student is ready will the teacher appear. So our IRA buys and sells real estate. Let's call Vangard and see if you can do that with yours. I'm not saying you can't. So let's give a quick call to Vangard and kind of see whether they offer this truly self-directed Roth IRA stuff. See what they say. I want to hear directly from them. Don't take my word. Let's call Vangard up. Sure, I just want to let you know that you're on a recorded line while I'm talking to you, so we can make sure we get all this stuff right. Is that okay?
Okay. Yeah, what's going on?
I'm Kris Haskins. So I'm on the phone right now with Vangard to see if they do self-directed, truly self-directed. Hey, my friend, I'm interested in opening up. This is Vangard, correct?
Yes, sir. Correct.
Okay, yeah. So I want to open up a retirement account, and I've seen something called a self-directed Roth IRA. I want to kind of see how I use that to buy real estate, maybe invest in promissory notes or.
Okay.
Do you guys?
Okay, yeah. So do you want to know like specific investment types within the Roth IRA?
No, I want to know like, do you offer a truly self-directed Roth IRA that can buy real estate?
So that would be, I'm in charge of like opening the account. As far as the actual investment types, an investment specialist might know a little bit more. They don't have a hold time, so I could actually just bring one on the line really quick, and then I can ask them here. Were you looking to set one up today over the phone, or did you just kind of want to ask about the investment type?
Let's give it a shot. Well, I'm ready to go if you guys, because if you have a,
okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so let me bring somebody on, and we'll see. So your questions are: can you invest in real estate? And then you said promissory note.
Well, I really can. This particular IRA buy real estate. I want it to be able to buy and collect rent. I want the rents to go into the IRA. We have another one. We have another self-directed Roth IRA, and I just want to see if you guys offer the same thing there.
Okay, gotcha. I think I know what's going on here. Let me get an investment specialist on, and I will ask them if they need clarification. I'll just bring you in, and then you guys can talk through that, and then I'll go ahead and help you with the account opening afterwards, okay?
Let's give it a shot. Thank you.
All right, perfect. Yeah, of course. Just bear with me here. It'll just be another minute, and I'll grab somebody here for us.
All right. So round up, we shall see. I have no idea. Do these people offer truly self-directed Roth IRA investing? Or don't they? I do not know. But here's the thing. When you call Equity Trust Company, I promise you, they're going to say, yes, you can do that. Next question. Craziness. While we're waiting, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. You got me loud and clear, brother.
Okay, perfect. So I do have Linda on the line. She is an investment specialist. She'll go ahead and talk through with you the different types of investments, and then if you're ready to move forward, I can get you an account opened up, okay?
All right, thank you, my friend.
Thank you
Linda.
for that introduction, and good afternoon. My name is Linda Egink. I'm here at Vangard on a recorded line, and I understand that you want to open a Roth IRA, and you're looking at your different investments that you can choose, and something about real estate came up. So
Yeah.
tell me a little bit about what your thoughts are.
Well, I have another self-directed Roth IRA with a company called Equity Trust Company, and I've been advised to open up another one. So I'm calling to see if you guys can offer truly self-directed Roth IRA investing so my IRA currently owns rental property, and the tenants pay rent to the IRA every month. And from time to time, we loan out money to other local businesses. And the promissory notes, when they pay monthly payment, they pay that back to the IRA too with Equity Trust. And I wanted to know if you guys offer that stuff.
Not at all. No, that's very sophisticated. We don't do anything like that. We have mutual funds
Oh,
and maybe ETFs. Yeah,
ETFs, that's
nothing
what it
like
is.
that.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time. I just wanted to clarify what services you offered.
Okay, well, very good. I think he's going to take you back just in case.
So now that you've heard from Sean's custodian, the people that hold his IRA, Vangard, let me kind of show you how real estate investors and entrepreneurs, we use these vehicles to generate income and build wealth tax-free. All right. So you got to look at your IRA account kind of like a bucket, right? So here's the bucket here, the money sitting in the bucket, self-directed Roth IRA or 401k. The money's sitting here. This is after you have either contributed, and at this moment in time, you can only contribute $6,000 inside your IRA. But that's not where the real money is. Oh no. The real money is in the growth and the gain. That's where tax-free. Well, let me kind of show you how this works. So once the money's in there, and I'm going to show you how to get the money in there in a second. Once you get the money in there, we did one contribution. I keep going back to this. I did one contribution back in 2005, $2,000, right? So now we're loaning money and we're actually buying houses and doing renovations inside the IRA. And I've only done one contribution. We don't contribute. Why? Because the IRS considers that taxable, right? So the money's in. Then we have these self-directed deals. Now, the only issue you have to get over when you deal with an IRA, when the money comes out for you to do a deal, the money has to go back in. So as you think about this circle, here's your IRA, your custodian account here. You want to fund one of your deals, the money comes out. You have a self-directed deal you want to do. And let's talk about some of the deals that we do and that you could possibly do. It can buy houses, right? So it can buy houses to flip. It can buy houses to lease to own, to do seller financing, to long-term hold, all that stuff, to Airbnb. Everything it's the owner. The IRA actually owns the property. You can buy condos, you can do joint ventures. Somebody wants to put up some of the money, you put up some of the money to buy the property, you can do that too. It can be a member, your IRA can be a member of an LLC, right? That's kind of on steroids where we have checkbook writing capabilities. I'm not gonna get into that right now. But your IRA can be a member of the LLC. It can own a purchase and sale agreement. It can wholesale property. Let's say, for instance, if your IRA gets the contract. So now your IRA is the buyer on the contract, and it wants to sell that paper for $10,000, $20,000. That money's gonna go back in there after the IRA put up $100 earnest money deposit. It can be the buyer on the contract. It can loan out money to other investors for a high rate of return. You can go out there and convert other people's IRAs and borrow from their IRAs for a high rate of return. So you can do promissory notes. That's one thing we do. We invest in car dealers. We invest in appliance companies locally. It can buy stocks, bonds, mutual funds. It's just like an entity or a human being. It can actually buy cryptocurrency. I have a digital wallet inside of my IRA custodian. And then you do options, right? Options for real estate and options on the market with paper stuff. So many things you can do inside of the IRA. You're building wealth. The money's coming out of the IRA, doing your self-directed deal because you're the one in charge. There is nobody helping you. And then when you sell these assets, the money goes back in. The growth or the gain is considered, round up, tax-free. So as long as it stays in there. And I'm not talking about tax deferred. As long as it stays in there until you turn 59 and a half or 60 or whatever, you can withdraw it tax-free, right? That's the growth and the gain. And don't take my word for it. Go get your own accountant and run over all these numbers with them. They will show you how this stuff works, okay? So listen, if I'm pouring into you as we pass 96,000 subscribers, hit that subscribe button below. We need your help. I need your help. We're at 96,000. I need your help for us to continue to serve our community. We need to get 100,000 so we can get that plaque. And then we can start teaching other people how to actually raise the level of financial literacy amongst our people, right? So like this content, share with anybody else you think needs to understand this IRA craziness, right? Because you ain't gonna learn this stuff at home.
You know what's funny? So when you were talking about private investors, and then you were talking about pulling money out the IRAs and so on and so forth, I'm like, how are you pulling money out of their IRA? Aren't they getting penalties?
Oh, I got you.
Aren't they? So how is that?
Good point. That's a good question.
Because aren't they losing money to make? I mean,
good point. I'm glad you brought that up. That's when truly self-directed comes in.
Okay.
Truly self-directed. I am the fund manager. Oh. There is no white guy with a suit sitting at a desk talking about we got picks for the day. So okay. My pick is 123 Easy Street. My pick is 456 Brown Street. That is my pick. So I'm picking the damn investments, not you, Mr. Assets Under Management. That gets a fee every time you
make a transaction.
Basically,
or so
yeah.
So,
fools.
What is the IRA called? The self-directed IRA.
That's what it's called, a self-directed Roth IRA or self-directed Roth 401k. You can do both. But here's the thing, Sean. That's not for everybody. See, we come from the cloth of betting on ourselves.
Of course.
I just never, that was just me. So there is nobody that's going to help you. There is no interest that you're going to make. There is no fund manager, none of that. You don't call nobody and be like, I want to buy this pick or whatever. And don't miss a bunch of goodies in the video description. We've got all type of trainings coming up. One's happening today at 11:30. We're bringing you into one of our renovations. We got the travel nurse workshop coming up very soon. Make sure you're signed up for our email list, or you can download the Real Estate Negotiating Bible that's in the video description below, and head over to our website and get your comp pulling service for kris property data. You can find mortgage information. So many goodies in the video description below. Okay, get down there, check it out.
It is truly self-directed.
You are the fund manager, bro. So a lot of people don't want to do that. And I don't blame them.
Turn right onto Forest Glen Road.
So it's not necessarily about, my mentor always says, man, you got to leverage your brain. It's not necessarily about just picking stuff. The assets we do, we know all about them because we live in them and we rent them out, and we know all the history about them.
So how does one go about setting up a self-directed IRA?
That's a great question. Well, we use a company, it's called a custodian. We have a custodian that holds the money. The custodian we use is called Equity Trust Company. Every time I want to do a deal, I just go online, I fill out the paperwork. They can, so much you can do. We set them up for other people. I set mine up. My wife has one. My kids have one. It's just like you gotta get into the stuff. Why? Because it's all tax free. Tax free. All right.
Tax free.
Let's get up in this house real quick. This is 5 minutes here. You ain't got to record here. I just want to make sure these fools is working. So now you have a decision to make. Are you going to truly go self-directed, putting you in the driver's seat? Yes, it's not for everybody, and I'm not mad at anybody that doesn't want to take this on, because it is a huge responsibility. You have to be committed to growing your wealth over time, years and years and years. So when you own a house, the rents come back. And then I have tenants that pay my IRA. We've been collecting money orders and mailing them off to the IRAs for years and years. And then once this gets big enough, then you start buying and selling houses inside of it. More, it just grows and grows, and you can loan money out. It gets really interesting once it gets big enough. But it will cost you. These accounts are not cheap. I'm spending over $2,000 a year just to hold the money. And you can have Coverdell accounts for your children. That's going to help pay for education, and all the growth inside of that is tax-free. You can set them up for your parents, for your loved ones. Sky's the limit, but you have to be committed, because these fees, it'll start eating you up. The reason I did it, let me tell you, I opened up these accounts because I knew if I didn't take action, the fees would eventually eat up my account. So it forces you to take action and get out there and make this thing work, right? Whether you're wholesaling or buying, rent to own, investing, notes, whatever, right? But it will make you do it, because if you don't, the fees will eat it up. So it's making you, forcing you. I love to do things that are going to pull me into action. Okay, Roundup, listen, I'll see you at the next training. Make sure you get signed up for the travel nurse training that's coming up very soon. See you on the next video. Peace.